But first, making a buzz right now, some women are going to great lengths, pretty extreme, to look good for their wedding day. They're actually, listen to this, they're getting hooked up to feeding tubes and not eating for weeks at a time in order to shed those unwanted pounds. There's a bride-to-be doing it right there.
Oh my gosh.
If you saw Good Morning America today, you saw this story about the so-called KE diet. Doctors hook the women up to the tubes that supply a constant slow drip of protein and fat mixture that supplies them with about 800 calories a day.
Your hunger and appetite go away completely, so patients are absolutely not hungry at all for the whole 10 days.
Emotionally difficult. And sometimes I had to give explanations to people. Oh, Jessica, what's up with you? Are you sick? Are you dying? I said, no, I'm not sick. I'm not dying. I'm fine.
Wow. Well, the 10-day plan cost about $1,500, but the brides who use it say the price is well worth it. We want to know what you think about this. Is giving up eating for 10 days and hooking up to a feeding tube something that you would consider?
And joining us to discuss this topic and a whole lot more, today's guest, celebrity chef Eddie Matney.
Love to eat.
I love to. I know. I think this is absolutely ridiculous. And they call it the KE diet.
Yeah,
I think it should be called S diet, the stupid diet. I mean, anyone who would go and hook themselves up to a feeding tube like that is crazy. First of all, that thing sticking down your nose has got to freaks me out. Secondly, it's not healthy. So for 10 days you don't eat, it's ridiculous. I think the side effects from somebody not eating for 10 days, I wouldn't want to marry somebody like that, because right after the wedding, they're going to gorge themselves anyways and have some effects. I just think it's ridiculous. I think it's crazy. 10 pounds isn't going to make a difference.
Whatever happened to exercise?
Yeah. Well, exactly.
And
watching
eating
right.
what you eat.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you set a wedding date about a year in advance.
Yeah.
Maybe some sooner, but good old healthy exercise.
Exercise in your diet, and I've done that. Everybody's done it. We have to do it. She should do it too. I just think it's ridiculous. I think that you can bust on the people who do it. Bust on the doctor who did it, sticking a feeding tube down.
Yeah, he's a Florida doctor, and he said these women are paying big bucks to do this extreme dieting, this KE for ketosis. It really puts them in ketosis. But interestingly, I'm afraid that more than just brides-to-be are going to do this. I think women in general, you're not going to tell me there's not a lot of women out there going, shoot, I can lose 15 pounds in 10 days.
Absolutely.
Stick a tube down my throat.
Yeah, but then you said they gain more weight after.
Well, most diets do.
Right, but you lose 10 pounds, and a month later you gain 40 pounds back. It doesn't work. The old-fashioned way, like you said, diet and exercise, you will lose weight. That's what I.
And Chef, we know the love of your life, meatloaf. You don't have a low-cal meatloaf at your restaurant.
But I can make a low-cal meatloaf. But do you want to know something? Everything in moderation. So we do half portions at the restaurant. So if you don't want to eat the full portion, you eat the half portion. You can eat low-cal, but if you eat smaller portions, you exercise, you eat what's right, you'll lose those 10 pounds. You could lose 10 pounds in a month. You really could lose 10, 15 pounds in a month if you exercise.
Well, the bride, she said that people come up to her and they ask her, is she sick? Here's her quote. She says, no, I'm not sick. I'm not dying. I'm fine.
Oh, yeah.
Honey, you ain't fine. Tube done.
Right. Something's wrong. You know what? It's right here. You're not right up here, lady. It's just ridiculous.
I have a question for you, Susan, but first we're going to go to the viewer comments real quick. I want to see what some of the people are writing in about this. Sarah's first.
Sarah Leonard, right? This is so upsetting. I'm getting married in a little less than a year, and I find this repulsive.
Michaela Lee, sorry if I mispronounced your name, writes in, I can't believe that there are doctors supporting this. We need to focus less on our outer beauty and more on our inner beauty.
Jasmine Mist, you know when your wedding date is, correct? Then go on a real healthy lifestyle change when you first start planning your wedding.
And Ashley says, dear God, a stupid gown is not worth doing that to yourself.
Yeah.
My question for you is, Susan, and even you, Eddie, as a parent, does this concern you or set a bad precedent for our younger generation?
Well, I was thinking about that. We talked about those websites where young girls are going on these websites, the pretty, am I ugly website. I guarantee a lot of those girls, their moms are in the other room with the feeding tube and the bag.
Ooh.
Because I think
You're right.
I definitely think there are some teens though who look up to their moms for healthy lifestyles. Teach your kids to be comfortable in their skin, to love themselves, regardless if they're a little overweight. We'd all love to lose 5, 10, 15 pounds, but do it correctly.
You're right. Listen, I have a 10, 11-year-old son and an 8-year-old daughter. It's exactly it. You exercise. They've seen me go and lose 45 pounds in 9, 10 months by eating right. It's a bad message. And the moms, you're right, the kids that are going on those bad websites, they're in the back room with those feeding tubes. And it's not a good
Sean
message.
does not agree with that, but I do think there is, that we watch our parents for examples.
It just concerns me because a feeding tube, I've done stories on people who are on a feeding tube for medical reasons, and this is purely for cosmetic. I have a problem with that. Okay.